The internet is melting down again, and this time it's not because someone microwaved aluminum foil or tried to twerk on a treadmill. No, today's chaos comes courtesy of Hazel E, who just dropped receipts so scorching they could toast marshmallows from across the room. And trust me, this scandal makes the Kardashians look like quiet librarians on a group meditation retreat. Because when Hazel E decided to expose Blueface's hidden lover, she didn't just spill tea, she dumped the entire boiling pot straight into the group chat and pressed send to all. Now Blueface is scrambling like someone unplugged his Wi-Fi mid-livestream, while Chrisean is dragging him so hard the asphalt might sue for damages. The energy is petty, the timing is messy, and the drama is richer than Zeus Network's billing department. And if you thought this was just another celebrity argument, oh no. This has twists, receipts, audios, secret calls, and enough chaos to reboot Love and Hip Hop twice in 1 week. Because what Hazel E exposed isn't just scandal, it's the kind of plot twist that makes you lean forward, clutch your popcorn and whisper, "Ain't no way." From the moment Hazel E decided she was done being quiet, the internet felt the shift in the atmosphere like someone ripped plastic off a brand new couch. 1 minute the timeline was minding its business, and the next, Hazel E slid in with screenshots, timestamps, and a tone so petty it could power a small generator. People weren't just watching. They were sprinting into the comments like it was Black Friday at Walmart. And when she said Blueface had a hidden lover tucked away like expired leftovers in the back of the fridge, everyone froze, blinked twice, and whispered, "Finally." Somebody said it. Hazel E didn't warm up or preface anything. She launched straight into the scandal like a drama-starved producer who knew her bonus depended on chaos. She claimed Blueface had been moving around with a woman nobody was supposed to know about. A woman so invisible she made the IRS look transparent. According to Hazel E, this mystery lover wasn't just someone he texted at 2 a.m., this was a full-time situation wrapped in lies, Wi-Fi passwords, and suspicious hotel charges that would make any accountant cry. And the way she worded it? She dropped it with the confidence of someone who knew the receipts were going to hit like a steel chair. The internet didn't even wait 2 minutes before choosing sides. Some were glued to Hazel E's every line, zooming into screenshots like FBI interns trying to earn a promotion. Others were defending Blueface like unpaid lawyers, who somehow missed the fact that his scandals are fresh quicker than an Instagram feed. But the real earthquake hit when people realized Hazel E wasn't venting, she was exposing. She was dragging out messages, voice notes, and the kind of suspicious timelines that made Blueface look like he was living a double life with the enthusiasm of a man who enjoys chaos for breakfast. Chrisean didn't even need time to process because the moment she heard Hazel E's allegations, she transformed into a comedy special with anger issues. She went straight to roasting Blueface with lines so sharp they could carve initials into marble. She called him out for the hypocrisy, the mental gymnastics, the circus clown behavior, and the way he always acted like he was the victim despite running a lifestyle that looked like a rejected Zeus Network pilot. And when Chrisean dragged him, she didn't hold back. She dragged him from the roots of his excuses to the ends of his most recycled lies. Meanwhile, Blueface was online pretending everything was fine. He posted like a man who wasn't fighting for his reputation behind the scenes, jumping from one vague response to another while ignoring the fact that Hazel E had turned his name into a trending topic with the speed of a power outage. His fans were confused, his critics were delighted, and people who didn't even follow him were suddenly experts in the timeline of his love life. It was the kind of digital war zone where even emojis felt tense. Hazel E continued dropping hints, but each hint felt like a bomb. She talked about private meetings, unexpected visitors, and receipts that never lie, turning the whole situation into a treasure hunt where the treasure was humiliation. Every time she released a new screenshot, the comment section imploded. And the funniest part? Blueface kept pretending he didn't see it, even though everyone knew he was scrolling like a desperate man trying to figure out which lie he forgot to delete. The alleged hidden lover became the internet's favorite mystery character. People were analyzing nails, shoes, background walls, and lighting like crime scene analysts trying to crack a cold case. Some claimed they recognized the woman from previous events. Others insisted she was someone Blueface had been connected to in the past. Nothing was confirmed, but the theories were multiplying faster than Blueface's excuses. And Hazel E kept Feeding the fire like a woman on a mission to burn the whole blueprint down, Chrisean took the scandal personally in the most entertaining way possible. She didn't just comment, she clowned him. She laughed at him, mocked him, insulted him, and roasted him like she was auditioning for a Netflix stand-up special titled, How to Humble Your Ex in Under 60 Seconds. She reminded everyone of his past messes, his chaotic decisions, his questionable taste, and the way he always managed to embarrass himself even when nobody asked. And the internet ate it up because Chrisean roasting Blueface is one of those rare universal experiences everyone enjoys. As the drama snowballed, people started dragging out past interviews, old tweets, deleted posts, and suspicious clips that suddenly seemed relevant. It was like the whole world collectively decided to revisit Blueface's history and connect dots that probably should have stayed unconnected. Every new angle made it worse. Every old clip resurfaced with fresh meaning. And every comment turned the situation into a soap opera with no commercial breaks. Hazel E's tone got sharper. She said Blueface deserved every ounce of embarrassment he was about to receive. She implied that this hidden lover wasn't new and that Blueface had been juggling more than his ego. She hinted at long-term secrets, consistent patterns, and unavoidable truths in a way that made viewers lean in like, "Say the whole thing, sis." And every time she posted something, Chrisean reacted within minutes, adding gasoline, fireworks, and confetti to the fire. Blueface eventually tried to respond, but his attempts looked like a Wi-Fi signal with one bar. He dropped vague phrases, half-sentences, and defensive jabs that only made the situation worse. Fans begged him to log off, but he didn't listen. And because he didn't listen, every word he posted became a new meme, a new joke, or a new reason for Hazel E to release another receipt. He was losing control of the story faster than he usually loses arguments. At this point, the scandal wasn't just viral, it became a digital festival. People were live streaming reactions, making TikToks with dramatic music, reenacting the scandal, and hosting comment debates like they were panelists on a talk show that didn't exist. Everyone had an opinion, and none of the opinions were subtle. They were loud, dramatic, exaggerated, and delivered with the kind of passion usually reserved for playoff games. Hazel E even teased that she had more. She said the real bombshells hadn't been dropped yet, and the internet collectively held its breath. Even people who claimed they didn't care were refreshing notifications like addicts. Chrisean doubled down, calling Blueface out for his patterns, his lies, and his serial inability to stop embarrassing himself. And the more she dragged him, the more people sided with her because her reactions weren't just angry, they were hilarious. The scandal wasn't ending. It was heating up, and everything Hazel E hinted at promised an even bigger explosion. Blueface was cornered. Chrisean was undefeated. The internet was ready. And the receipts? They were just beginning to spill. The moment Hazel E claimed she had more in the vault, the internet behaved like someone unlocked the bonus level of a messy video game. Suddenly, Twitter detectives were clocking in for unpaid overtime. TikTok narrators were talking like investigative journalists. And Instagram blogs were typing with the urgency of people fighting for rent money. Every platform turned into a courtroom, a confessional, and a roast session at the same time. And right when people were asking if Hazel E was bluffing, she dropped another round of receipts so spicy they made people squint at their screens like they were reading in the dark. This time she didn't hold back. She exposed new screenshots with clearer timestamps, revealing conversations that didn't just hint at a secret lover, they practically drew a neon arrow pointing straight at her. The messages were flirty, bold, and messy, the kind of text people usually hide under Do Not Disturb settings. And the funniest part? Blueface looked like he was juggling two personalities, one for the public, and one for the mystery woman he swore nobody would ever find out about. The internet roasted him instantly, turning him into the face of why men lie for no reason. While Hazel E kept dropping digital grenades, Chrisean became the unofficial narrator of the chaos. Her reactions were instant, ruthless, and soaked in sarcasm so thick it needed its own zip code. She laughed at the messages, called Blueface out by name, and pointed out details nobody even noticed yet. She highlighted emojis, grammar mistakes, and suspicious abbreviations like an English teacher with a grudge. Viewers couldn't even decide which part was funnier, the scandal itself or Chrisean roasting his vocabulary. Chrisean roasting his vocabulary. Memes flooded the timeline. Someone edited Blueface into a "Where's Waldo?" book with captions asking, "Where's the hidden lover?" Another person edited Hazel E as the ghost face killer holding screenshots instead of a knife. And of course, the TikTok reenactments were out of control. People were dressing up as Blueface, Hazel E, and Chrisean using whatever the dollar store had available. One guy used a mop as a wig and still somehow delivered a more convincing performance than half the cast of reality TV. Celebrities started chiming in too. Because nothing fuels the Hollywood ecosystem like watching someone else's relationship crumble publicly. A few rappers dropped cryptic tweets, pretending they weren't talking about the scandal even though everyone knew they were subtweeting. Influencers posted reaction videos where they gasped dramatically like they were auditioning for a soap opera. Some even pretended they had insider info, even though their only source was the same timeline everyone else was reading. The clout chasing was so intense it could have powered a small city. Hazel E kept pushing, saying Blueface had been two-stepping between lies like it was cardio. She claimed the secret lover wasn't new, wasn't random, and definitely wasn't innocent. According to her, this was a long-term situation with patterns, habits, and evidence trails thicker than Blueface's ego. People were stunned because it made the situation look less like cheating and more like a full-time side relationship he tried to hide with the finesse of a man who deletes messages but forgets about screenshots. Blueface finally tried to clap back, but his response had the emotional depth of a microwave beep. He tossed out a few denial posts, sprinkled in sarcasm, and tried to spin the narrative by calling everyone obsessed. But the internet wasn't buying it. They compared his excuses to expired coupons, useless, dusty, and not redeemable anywhere. His comment section turned into a comedy club where the audience wasn't laughing with him, they were laughing at him. Even fans who usually defended him had to admit the evidence was stacking faster than his controversies. Then came the twist nobody expected. Hazel E claimed she wasn't the only one who had receipts. She hinted that someone close to Blueface had reached out, offering even more proof. That sent the timeline into full detonation mode. People were trying to guess who it was, an ex, a cousin, a stylist, an uncle who only shows up at barbecues. The theories were truly chaotic, and everyone agreed on one thing: if Hazel E was telling the truth, Blueface wasn't just exposed, he was overexposed. Like an Instagram picture edited by someone who hates subtlety, Chrisean, of course, used this moment to go for the knockout. She roasted Blueface so hard it felt like she was trying to crack the earth's crust. She brought up old scandals, previous lies, suspicious demons, and the way he always acted confused whenever he got caught. Her insults were savage enough to trend by themselves, and fans started quoting her lines like they were bars from a diss track. Some even said she should drop a mixtape called Receipts and Revenge, and honestly, the way she was talking, it would probably chart. The internet wasn't just entertained, it was obsessed. People made hour-long live streams dissecting one screenshot as if Hazel E dropped the Dead Sea Scrolls. They circled timestamps, enhanced images, adjusted brightness, and slowed down audio clips like wannabe forensic analysts. It was chaos science, but enthusiastic chaos science. Every micro detail became a clue, every clue became a theory. And every theory became a rumor that spread faster than influencers selling detox tea. Meanwhile, Hazel E doubled down, saying she had no reason to lie and every reason to expose the truth. She said people were tired of Blueface's messy antics and deserved to see the real picture. She described him as someone who juggles women like unlicensed circus equipment, and the internet screamed because the accuracy was rude. Her tone was confident, sharp, and almost too calm, which made it even more terrifying because calm exposers usually have the strongest evidence. Blueface seemed increasingly overwhelmed. His posts got shorter, weirder, and more defensive. At one point, he posted a quote that made no sense, and people assumed he was either stressed or typing while shaking his head in disbelief. His livestream didn't help either. He rambled, talked in circles, and contradicted himself so many times it felt like watching someone lose a debate with their own reflection. Clips from the livestream immediately turned into memes featuring captions like, "When you lie and forget which lie you started with." Chrisean, on the other hand, was winning the internet without even trying. She kept making fun of him, calling him out, and reacting with hilarious facial expressions that could easily become national reaction images. She reminded everyone how often Blueface played the victim, how he downplayed his mess, and how he always acted surprised when consequences showed up like uninvited guests. People agreed that no matter how messy Chrisean might be, her honesty and humor made her the undefeated champion of public drama. Hazel E then claimed she was only sharing a fraction of what she had. She teased voice notes, extra screenshots, and a possible conversation with someone who had been extremely close to the situation. That alone sent Blueface supporters into panic mode. Even people who didn't care at first were now invested like they were watching the season finale of a toxic sitcom. It wasn't just drama anymore, it was a multi-platform event. A digital circus where every hour brought a new twist. And through all the chaos, one truth became clear. The scandal had evolved beyond gossip. It became a full-blown storyline with main characters, side characters, hidden villains, surprise leaks, unpredictable twists, and Chrisean delivering commentary like a roasting angel sent from the meme heavens. The suspense was climbing, the tensions were rising. And Hazel E made it very clear, the biggest bomb hadn't dropped yet. By the time Hazel E hinted she had even more evidence, the internet was already treating this scandal like a blockbuster that needed 2 sequels and a spin-off. Everyone was glued to their screens waiting for the next receipt to hit, refreshing feeds like they were checking exam results. Blueface's name was everywhere, and not in the way rappers dream of. This was the type of trending that keeps PR teams up at night, drinking iced coffee straight from the bottle. The situation was spinning so fast it felt like a digital tornado swallowing everything in its path. Then Hazel E revealed the twist that shifted the whole narrative. She claimed the hidden lover wasn't just a casual fling, but someone linked closely enough to make the betrayal feel triple-layered. She suggested this woman had been a recurring figure behind the scenes, someone who'd been present during arguments, disappearances, emotional spirals, and suspicious studio nights. Hazel E painted it like a long-running side storyline that Blueface hoped would stay buried forever. The internet gasped, screenshots flew, and suddenly everyone was connecting the dots like conspiracy theorists trying to decode an alien message. Blueface attempted damage control again. But at this point, his explanations had the credibility of a politician in election season. He blamed editing, fake screenshots, jealous exes, and clout-chasing energy, yet nothing aligned. His responses contradicted each other so fast the internet accused him of debating with himself. People joked he needed a whiteboard to keep track of his lies, while others said his denial phase was lasting longer than some people's relationships. It was the kind of downfall that didn't need commentary. It was writing its own comedy script. Chrisean took the opportunity to step deeper into the spotlight. She dragged him in ways that felt both therapeutic and sponsored by the ancestors. She reminded everyone how Blueface always acted surprised when chaos followed him, even though he practically signed up for an annual subscription. Her tone was sharp, mocking, and dripping with the kind of confidence that comes from knowing the truth was finally working over time. Every line went viral. Every roast turned into a meme. She didn't just react, she annihilated as Hazel E dropped more receipts. People started questioning everything Blueface had presented publicly for years. Old interviews resurfaced where he claimed loyalty. Former flames chimed in with vague, "I'm not surprised" comments. Even reality TV producers were low-key shading him with posts about patterns never lying. It was like the entire entertainment world had been waiting for this moment to collectively say, "We knew something was off." Blueface became the main character of a scandal he clearly wasn't ready to star in. The mystery lover's identity slowly became clear through the breadcrumbs Hazel E left. Fans noticed matching nails, hotel backgrounds, and the same furniture showing up in multiple screenshots. TikTok detectives were piecing together clues like they were solving a murder mystery, zooming into pixelated corners with CSI-level enthusiasm. Some people said the woman had been seen months ago in photos near Blueface's circle. Others claimed she was someone he had denied even knowing. The more theories spread, the harder Blueface tried to shut them down, which ironically only fueled the fire. As the scandal intensified, brands that once worked with Blueface began quietly distancing themselves. They pretended nothing was happening publicly, but eagle-eyed fans noticed collaborations slowly disappearing from pages. PR teams were likely hitting panic buttons as they watched the mess unfold. Music blogs speculated whether the drama might affect his upcoming projects. Even industry insiders whispered that his reputation was slipping into irreversible clown territory. a phrase that stuck like glue across social media. Chrisean, meanwhile, continued her victory lap. She didn't even have to try. Her reactions were natural, unfiltered entertainment gold. She made jokes about his community WIFA loyalty, compared him to dollar store villains, and pointed out how Hazel E did more investigating in a week than some reporters do in a year. People said she was funnier than half the comedians touring right now, and honestly, they weren't wrong. Every comment she made sent the internet into fresh hysteria. Hazel E then announced she was done holding back. The final receipts she posted were brutal. They showed a timeline of interactions, locations, calls, and emotional exchanges that confirmed this wasn't a simple slip-up. This was a full-on side relationship Blueface maintained while pretending to be the misunderstood victim. The internet exploded. Users said Hazel E deserved a documentary deal. Others asked if she was secretly trained by the CIA because the thoroughness was unmatched. The jokes were relentless and savage. Blueface's silence afterwards said more than any statement he tried to draft. People noticed he stopped posting for several hours, which for him felt like weeks. Rumors flew that he was scrambling to figure out how to spin the situation. Some joked he was holding a crisis meeting with himself in the mirror. Others said he was plotting a reality show comeback because chaos seemed to be his only stable income stream. The mockery was merciless, and honestly, he walked straight into it. Meanwhile, Chrisean closed out the battle with a final roast that sent shockwaves through the timeline. She said men like Blueface treat honesty like it's a luxury tax and loyalty like it's optional Wi-Fi. She told the world she wasn't shocked because patterns repeat louder than apologies. Her words spread everywhere: blogs, fan pages, highlight reels. People admired her confidence and savage delivery, praising her for refusing to let Blueface hide behind excuses one more time. As the dust settled, the scandal left a trail of chaos behind it. Blueface's credibility took a hit that even PR magic couldn't patch up instantly. Fans questioned every relationship he ever showed online. Gossip pages declared Hazel E the MVP of 2025 scandals. And the hidden lover became the internet's favorite mystery character, sparking theories that would probably fuel content for weeks. It was a full cultural event, messy and unforgettable. In the end, Hazel E's receipts didn't just expose Blueface, they exposed a whole pattern of behavior people had been side-eyeing for years. Chrisean emerged as the undeniable crowd favorite, roasting him into digital dust. And Blueface? He walked away with a reputation so bruised it needed ice packs and inspirational quotes. The internet moved toward its next scandal, but this one stayed stamped into the timeline with bold, chaotic ink. Because when Hazel E decided to expose the truth, she didn't just open the door, she ripped it off the hinges. And Blueface wasn't ready for a single second of it. And if you thought this roller coaster was wild, buckle up, because this channel serves chaos hotter than Hazel E's screenshots. Blueface might be somewhere trying to glue his reputation back together with expired superglue, but you're sitting here with front row seats to the most entertaining meltdown of the year. So do yourself a favor and smash that like button like it owes you rent money. Drop a comment telling me which part shocked you the most, because trust me, I read them like plot twists in a toxic romance novel. Make sure you subscribe before the next scandal hits. Because around here the drama never clocks out. One minute someone's dropping receipts, the next minute somebody's going live crying, exposing, threatening, confessing, or pretending they don't know what evidence means. This is the only place where the truth, the lies, and the delusion all come together like an all-you-can-eat buffet of chaos. And you know you want seconds, turn on notifications too. Because the internet isn't slowing down, celebrities aren't calming down, and the scandals aren't taking days off. Every time you blink, someone else gets caught, dragged, leaked, cancelled, clowned, revived, repeated, and recycled. And here on Trend Tattle, we break it all down with more sarcasm than a group chat full of ex-best friends. So stay ready. Stay subscribed. Stay messy. And remember, in this world of chaos, the truth doesn't just leak. It explodes. Trend Tattle, where the drama never sleeps.